Welcome back, people. We got to talk about this AI Atlas or A1 Atlas. It's going around all over the internet, all over TikTok. And I'm seeing some things and I'm seeing some patterns. And I want, the real star seeds, the ones that do this serious knowledge, and even the beginners, you know what I mean? But I want them to connect the dots, I'm just going to show you something, we're going to talk about spaceships and UFOs today. We're going to dig into the archives and see what we find, Elijah Muhammad, we're going to go along those lanes right now. So all those that are Muslim, just know that this is your people talking about these UFOs, because some people may not believe in it. It just means that you got to dive a bit darker into the archives. I'm not Muslim, but you don't have to be Muslim or Christian to have knowledge. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to my knowledge, I dig from different types of religions. I dig different countries, different history backgrounds, I don't just stay in one place. Especially if there's proof to back up that these things could have definitely happened. Now, like I said, this AI Atlas thing is, some people are taking it serious, some people are not. For those that don't know what's going on, there's a meteor coming in to our solar system, and some people are now saying that it's not a meteor or an asteroid, so to speak, but a very big one, okay? I'm just giving you the rundown if you don't know what's going on. In this course of time of this happening, NASA's shutting down feeds, government link-ups, but we'll get into that in a minute when we run this video, okay? Now, this is a video. It's about the mother plane, and I'm going to react to this video, and we're going to try and connect a few dots to see what's going on now. And if you haven't checked out all the news about this AI Atlas thing coming through, just check it out, because if it is a real thing, it is a little bit concerning, not that we fear anything as starseeds, but preparation, just to know what's happening, just in case it does happen, It might not even happen, but we're going to go through this video and connect a few dots, okay? All right, let's check it out. Let's not waste no more time. Drinking my herbal tea with my Manuka honey right now, in my cup. Thanks, Char. Yeah.
There are millions of different types of mother planes, flew by millions of different types of beings, right? But we who have our own mother planes, right? We have the Grand Mothership Nubaru, right? Which is 63,408 miles in diameter.
Sorry to stop you there. If anyone wants to find out about Nubaru and you want to watch more videos, go into my playlist. There's 3 different playlists for Nubaru and Planet X. Yeah, check that out. Yeah. All right.
About 9 times the size of Earth, right? And inside of her belly, she carries about 2,880 shams. A sham is the crown-shaped passenger crabs. They come from inside of the Grand Mothership Nubaru, right? It also can hold 24 crystal cities. It also carries 10 warships and has space for thousands of other different ships, because there are different types of creatures on Nubaru, and they all have their own types of ships. So they have places where they can park their ships at. This is the Grand Mothership Nubaru, right? We also have the Mothership Destiny Fleet, right? Which is a half a mile long and one.
For those that have been following the latest videos on this Atlas, what does that look like? What does that look like? When the guy the other day done the filter on the picture, I'm just saying, all right? Like, stay with me now. Nah, I'm not trying to say that this is, you understand what I'm saying? But just, it's funny how it kind of corresponds, okay? All right.
Fourth of a mile wide at its rear point, right? And it comes equipped with 4 shuttles, right? At its rear point, right? And it comes equipped with 4 shuttles, right? The older ones with 2, the newer ones with 4. We also have the Atlantis Mothership Fleet, right? And Atlantis is 492 stories tall, brothers and sisters. The tallest building on there, which is the center point, is almost 1 mile high. And it is 2 1/3 mile wide, right? Designed like a snowflake, right? And then we have the Crystal City, right? Which we told you that comes off of the Grand Mothership Nubaru, right? And like I say, it's 24 of these on board of the Grand Mothership Nubaru, right? The Crystal City sits above the North North Pole, right? The center of the sun, which is 600 miles in diameter, shoots its rays at the top of the North Pole, and where the crystal city is sitting there in the fourth dimension, right? About 144,000 miles above Earth, right? At 23 degrees at the North Pole in the fourth dimension. This crystal city is like a prism which breaks down light and stores it and uses it as energy. Crystal city is meant.
I wonder if you can see it from the North Pole. That would explain. But they did say fourth dimension. But we know they're hiding a lot down there.
By the prophet John in Revelations 21, where they give you the descriptions and dimensions of it, right? It's about 1,500 square miles in diameter, having 12.
All right, did you hear that, people? Okay. It's in the Bible, yeah? Now, we're not, yeah? We're just, see what I'm trying to do here, yeah? All right. Take the information in.
And dimensions of it, right? It's about 1,500 square miles in diameter, having 12 gates, 3 on each side, made of solid pearl, having 12 different floors on it, right? Streets of gold, milk and honey. Go read it, Revelation 21, right? So that is another mothership that is stationed here, right? And it also has 4 baby planes on the Crystal City, which guard the Crystal City. These 4 planes come out of Crystal City, and they guard, and they don't sleep day or night. They guard Crystal City 24/7. So, devil, you can never get up there and try to attack it. And if you try attacking it, it's a wrap for you, right? So that's another mothership. But tonight, we're here to talk to you about the wheel, which is the mother plane that is...
This is the one now, right? That's just a little run through of some of the UFOs that I spoke about, yeah, by the Elijah Muhammad. And a very credible person, too.
Elijah Muhammad, praises be unto him, mentions and writes about. We're about to get into that. In 1928, we who are the elves who hover called for a meeting. And in this meeting, we discussed of how one day the devil would gain access to a certain amount of technology that could possibly put the world and our seed at risk. So we wrote a...
Is that not happening now? Is that not happening now?
The will is to protect the seed of God Almighty and the planet and the inheritance. And in this will was the order to send telepathic messages to scientists of the original man around the world to design different parts for this will. Each scientist designing an individual part under telepathic guidance of one of the elders. Then they were told to package the parts up and mail them to Nepal, which is now being called Japan, where they were assembled. And in 1929, the wheel took flight. This plane called the wheel, also referred to as the mother plane by Elijah Muhammad, all praises be unto him, was designed after one of the baby planes, which comes off of the Crystal City. Because we told you that Crystal City has 4 baby planes that guard it. So what we did is to make a replica, a smaller version of the 4 baby plane called the wheel to end this wicked world when the time comes. So each scientist designing their own part
to end the wicked world when the time comes.
Telepathically guided, afterwards not knowing what they were even designing, of the 4 baby plane called the wheel to end this wicked world when the time comes. So each scientist designing their own part, being telepathically guided, afterwards not knowing what they were even designing, mailing the parts to Japan where the parts were assembled, right? Where those
kind of reminds me when Area 51, when they shoot down the craft and then they back engineer it, but it's like a need to know basis. So like someone would do one piece, another person would do not one piece and never really know the whole show. So it's like, yeah.
Ship is a wheel in the middle of a wheel made of the finest steel composites that man would never be able to figure out, right? Because we allowed you to have a few of our baby planes, the ones that we changed out, right? To let you take a peek at them, right? To see how far that we are ahead of you, right? And you say that the steel on them, it was thinner than fall. You took a blowtorch to it. You took a diamond cutter to it. You took a sludge hammer to it, and you couldn't even make a dent in it. So that show you that you ain't got no power and no might to fight against us. So the baby planes are made out of one mold of the finest of this special type of steel that we composite using elements from your planet and from the center of your planet, which you know nothing about, right? To outmarch you. The mother plane was assembled as 2 molds and the baby planes as 1 mold. They were hydro fused together, right? And we ain't gonna tell you how we did it. So in 1929, the wheel took place, and it was up there, not bothering nobody. The messenger teaches us that the wheel is a half a mile by half a mile, 1,320 feet in diameter, right? And 8,289 feet in circumference.
Half a mile by half a mile. And that's supposed to be one of the baby planes. That one that's coming through right now is quite big, right? It's quite big.
Both ways. Inside of the wheel, they have 320 acres of space. And they can double that space to 640 acres at will. It looks like a giant walnut or a burger that's spinning. The ring around the outside is spinning clockwise and the centerpiece spinning counterclockwise. Its shape is oval. It's made of a spear shape like the universe. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad calls it a masterpiece of mechanic engineering. Nothing like this has ever been seen before, right? Elijah Muhammad said the wheel was made for the purpose of the final battle of this wicked world, the forces of evil that rule this world to be uprooted. This wheel is to uproot them. He said it took what we equivalent to $15 billion in gold back in that time to build it. The messenger teaches that the wheel has a dual nature, one which is life-giving and one which brings absolute death and destruction and mayhem for suckers who want to try to step and fight God. Actually, the wheel serves as a carrier, right, for 1,500 baby bombing planes. The baby planes are 26 feet wide and 15 feet tall. The wheel acts as a beehive, right, which has worker bees that live on the inside and come out if you try to attack the wheel. We who are knew one day that the wicked would develop technology and weapons.
What, like drones? Like orbs? It's like, I'm trying to like put this together. Like the last few months, what we've been seeing, orbs in the sky, right? What else do we know? We know that things are not looking good on the earth right now. There's a lot of funny business going on, and you know the people are suffering. Just to see where I'm going with this, is, you know, I'm just saying, like
the wicked has power now to destroy the earth. So to mark the end of their rule, we set the wheel in motion to prevent them from destroying the original seed and the planet. People who seen the wheel. When I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico in 2010, I seen the wheel, right? Park up about between 65 and 68,000 feet with a black hose roll out from the bottom of it, right? I can spot the wheel pretty much anywhere. I know it's up there. So I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was right in his act, right? On November 17, 1986, a well-trained Japanese pilot seen the wheel. He was flying on a Japanese airline flight 6.
people seen this wheel. Before this, they're talking about this is here to protect the original seed of the earth, right? And to deal with the elites if they try to do a madness, yeah? Now, didn't we just the other day hear of the world leaders and generals having a meeting together? And it's never been done before. What would be the reason, and I keep telling people this, we keep hearing about all this war and this person and this, why has everyone got a base at Antarctica? Yeah. Why has everyone got a base at Antarctica? Maybe they know about this, like, this is something that was probably discussed, like, just say this is true. This would be a thing, right, that would be discussed with all the generals. That's all I'm saying, right? Let's just say it's true. Because it's the elites that the thing's made to take out, right? So it will be discussed, innit? If it was a thing of where they feel that it's time for this thing to come and get them now, then that fighting with everyone else who they're coming to get will probably be, well, it ain't gonna work for them, but, you know, they can try.
8,000 feet with a black hose roll out from the bottom of it, right? I can spot the wheel pretty much anywhere. I know it's up there. So I know the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was right in his act, right? On November 17th, 1986, a well-trained Japanese pilot seen the wheel. He was flying on a Japanese airline flight 1628 en route from Paris to Alaska, right? The pilot said that it was the size of 2 aircraft carriers. He said the smaller planes came off the bigger plane. Then he described how they fly. He said the things were flying as if there was no such thing as gravity. It sped up, then stopped, flew our speed in our direction. So to us, it appeared to be standing still. The next instant, it changed course. In other words, the flying object had overcome gravity. This is what the Japanese pilot said. He said that they were flying over 600 miles an hour. One of the baby planes was parked in front of them, about 20 feet, matching their speed. Then it'll dart off in front of them and dart back as if it was standing still in front of them, right? Sound coming from it, right? So astronauts been going up, seeing it up there, right? Ronald Reagan knew that it was up there, right? When he was governor of California, he seen it. Okay? Which is why in the 80s, when he became president, he started Star Wars, try to come up with weapons, try to come up with a plan to attack the wheel. Ezekiel.
And that makes sense because all those who remember the clip with the president saying, if we had a threat from a higher place. Furthermore, let me run the clip.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
So I'm just trying to say, let's like put all this together. If we are talking like this thing is real, let's just pretend like, not pretend, because it could be, but let's just pretend right now that this is real, innit? What's going on with this, with all these clips on TikTok and whatnot.
In the Bible, chapter 1, seeing the wheel, seeing it in a vision, right? Ezekiel seen a vision that it was up there, right? When he was governor of California, he seen it, okay? Which is why in the 80s, when he became president, he started Star Wars, try to come up with weapons, try to come up with a plan to attack the wheel. Ezekiel in the Bible, chapter 1, seeing the wheel, seeing it in a vision, right? Ezekiel seen a vision of it, that this wheel was coming. On February 25th, 1942, which is called the Battle of Los Angeles, one of the baby planes hovered over one of their bases near Los Angeles, and the government spent 2 hours shooting at it, trying to knock it down, because it couldn't even graze it, right? The government knew nothing about these wheels, but they had heard of a little...
Is that not what's been happening? Isn't there not footage up right now of people trying to shoot down orbs and stuff, but they can't hit it? I'm just saying. Like, just continue.
This
is fascinating, I'm telling you.
25th, 1942, which is called the Battle of Los Angeles. One of the baby planes hovered over one of their bases near Los Angeles, and the government spent 2 hours shooting at it, trying to knock it down, because it couldn't even graze it, right? The government knew nothing about these wheels, but they had heard of a little fella with a 3rd grade education by the name of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who was talking about these wheels. So Franklin D. Roosevelt, on May 5th, 1942, issued an executive order for the arrest of the Honorable Elijah.
They arrested him because he had knowledge of the wheels. What else would they arrest him for? You understand what I'm saying? It's like they had to pull him in to get information. If this is true, they had to pull him in to get information on these wheels because they had no information on it. And they were scared to death. Yeah, that's what it is.
Elijah Muhammad, who was talking about these wheels. So Franklin D. Roosevelt, on May 5th, 1942, issued an executive order for the arrest of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and ordered the FBI to raid all his establishments and confiscate any document and rights that he got about the wheels, right? So you thinking that Elijah Muhammad's crazy. Elijah Muhammad...
They thought he was working with them. You know?
And making stuff up, but the government don't think he making it up, right? Because the president ordered for executive making it up, right? Because the president ordered for executive order of Elijah Muhammad to come in and so they can interview him and question him, right, and interrogate him about the will. So it don't matter what you talking about. The government know what it is, and the government know Elijah Muhammad knew what he was talking about, right? In 1952, in January 12, 1952, baby planes stormed D.C. to show their strength and show their might. So the government knows that it's up there. They've been seeing it. They put plenty of satellites up to try to monitor it. And like Elijah Muhammad.
Like, they flew up. That's famous footage. That's old school footage as well. That's like way before AI. Well, AI is old, but you know, that's where a lot of people know about that footage there. And a lot of people wondered, is that footage real? But it's always been said that that's some real footage right there. They really did visit them. You know, who they are, we don't know. You know what I mean? We got theories, but we're not sure. Yeah.
When they question him, the DC to show their strength and show their might. So the government knows that it's up there. They've been seeing it. They put plenty of satellites up to try to monitor it. And like Elijah Muhammad said, when they question him, the devil said they know it's up there. They just can't get to it. They just can't get to it. The mother plane maintains a distance of 40 miles above the Earth atmosphere. The mother plane is capable also of traveling to other galaxies. The mother plane can stay up for long periods of time. Every 6 months to a year, the mother plane comes into the Earth atmosphere to draw in hydrogen for fuel and oxygen for breathing aboard the ship. The hydrogen and oxygen is also molecules or chemicalized into water. When it does this, every 6 months, the mother plane comes into the Earth atmosphere and hover about 68,000 feet and rolls out a black tube from the bottom, which is in between 40 feet to 2 miles long. It sucks in gas that it needs, and then it retakes its position at 40 miles outside of the Earth atmosphere. Most of the time when it comes into Earth atmosphere, it uses the cloaking device. A cloaking device, right, is stealth technology, which your government tries to utilize on their F-17s, their B-2 stealth bombers, right? Try to clone some of this technology. They were not able to become completely invisible like our baby plane or our mothership, right? So the stealth technology of the cloaking device, right, causing objects such as spaceships or individuals to be partially or wholly invisible to part of the electromagnetic spectrum, right? This is a system used to bend light around objects, right? Sometimes they let people see them, but it is also capable of eluding scientists, right? So when they can't see them, they want to attack and destroy it. But if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it would be destroyed instantly. The wheel can also go under the ocean because it has its own atmosphere around it and a force field around it. The wheel also can travel through the sun and recharge from pin-sized solar panels located at the bottom and the top.
Man's talking about it recharging. How many times, UFO people, have you seen the footage of something going by the sun and recharging off of it and then going back out? I know you've seen the footage. I'm just saying, put it all together. This is just my brain, Pinero's mind, putting things together and trying to make sense of things. You understand what I'm saying? And you lot have got knowledge too, so put it together.
All right, so we get into it. Now we're going to... Well, they can't see. They want to attack and destroy it. But if a plane did get close enough to attempt to carry out this purpose, it would be destroyed instantly. The wheel can also go under the ocean because it has its own atmosphere around it and a force field around it. The wheel also can travel through the sun and recharge from pin-sized solar panels located at the bottom and the top, right? So we get into it. Now we're going to get into the pilots and the system of the wheel. The wheel has a complex system. It has 2 control stations. The main control station has 2 interface chairs, one for the main pilot and one for the co-pilot. The interface chair can perform a variety of different functions, right? Some such as transferring the mother plane's database into the pilot's mind, which is already programmed by us, right? It knows where every military base on the planet is.
How do you make up this stuff before the 1929? How does your mind make up stuff like this? Just saying.
It's stored in the database of the wheel, right? The interface chair allows control of the mother plane system via mind control, via mental command. This means when the pilot think it, the ship do it. This access is locked via genetical code. Only the original seed can unlock these codes, right? Which is why in Independence Day, they needed Will Smith to fly the baby plane. He was the only one they could fly. The mother wheel has 4 modes, and the baby planes have these same modes. The mother wheel and the baby planes have 4 modes of power and 3 levels of speed, right? The low level of speed is 0 to 9,000 miles per hour. The medium speed is 0 to 9,000 miles per second. And the high level speed is faster than the speed of light, which is 186,282 miles per second. So the ships is capable of doing these speeds. The Earth planes is no match for the baby planes or the wheel at its low speed. The ship created its own force field and can make it turn in any direction without coming to a complete stop. It can go to, fro, up and down at any speed, right? This ship is so fast that they can leave China, come to America, drop a bomb, and be back in China, drinking a cup of coffee before the bomb even hit the ground. It has 4 anti-gravity engines, which work off magnetic energy. The baby wheels have 3 engines. The mother wheel also can draw energy from the sun, like we told you, right? And once a year, she flies through the sun to recharge her energy, right?
I'm going to study magnetism. Magnetism. I'm going to have to study it. There's a lot going on in magnetism. A lot.
It also can use hydrogen for fuel, which we told you too. So it has 4 different types of source of energy: solar, magnetic, gravity, and chemical form of energy that it utilizes. The pilots are gray aliens from Zeta Reticuli, which is 37.5 light years away. They only grow to about around 4 to 5 feet tall, right? We talked about the grays on the class on the...
These grays, you see the grays, yeah? I personally feel they must exist because they're just everywhere. They're everywhere. They found markings on walls. They found statues. You know what I mean? It's like one of the biggest ones. Like E.T., to me, in my age group, that was the first grey. But it was a funny shaped grey, but it's still the same thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But nah, there's a lot of people in the UFO community believe that, you know, these greys, they kidnap people. These are the ones that come and take people at nighttime and whatnot. But then there's other types of greys too. You know, there's ones that people believe that they work for some of these races. They're like biological, they've been made by these races to do what they want them to do. Like, for example, how they're building robots now. You know, but this is a different level of robot. But then also there's another group of people that believe that this is just a suit, the layer on top of them, and there's something else going on underneath. But yeah, so, you know.
Grays part 1, go get that class if you ain't got that class yet, right? They have grayish, like plastic-like type, rubbery type skin. They are extremely intelligent and telepathic. They have been trained all their life for this great battle. These particular grays here on this ship, which are beings from the Creel bunch, right? These particular beings have been trained all their life just for this one battle in the sky. They can hit any target on Earth blindfolded, which the devil will soon see. The small planes have the same controls as the mother plane, and the small planes can be controlled from the mother plane, okay? Robotically, or they can be piloted from the mother plane by main pilot. So the main pilot can sit in the interface chair in the main mother wheel and control all 1,500.
This picture right here, people, in the UFO community, how many times have you seen this? I've seen this plenty of times. Plenty of times. Just people just catching these lights, just hovering. To me, they look like the same orbs that was flying around not too long ago. But you know, whatever you want to believe.
Bombing planes from that one chair without having a pilot in it. And they got pilots, right, which make the best pilots in the world look like they can't even fly a plane, right? The mother wheel has cameras on it that can zoom in to an ant on the ground from 40 miles outside of the Earth atmosphere. They have a night vision system called daylight, which make it look like it's day during the nighttime, right? So they can change to day or night based on the equipment they got on the wheel. It also has X-ray vision that can X-ray to over 700 miles into the crust of Earth. So it knows where all your establishments at. It knows where all the bases is at. The wheel is equipped with holographic equipment, right? It can make 7 copies of itself so the enemy won't know which one to attack. The well-trained crew of the mother wheel can dodge enemies and make them look for the wheel where the wheel is not. As the word go, the crew of the wheel can elude the enemy anywhere in the sky that the crew desires to elude them. When actual fighting has been declared against the enemy of the wicked of this planet, the enemy will never get near enough to do any harm to the wheel. All right, let's get into the weapon systems of the wheel. This wheel is no joke. It has a 5-mile magnetic shield orb around it. The magnets get stronger as you get closer to it. The mother wheel has a 50-mile laser flamethrower weapon that is 100% accuracy. The baby wheels have laser flamethrower weapons that can reach to 12 miles with 100% accuracy. The mother wheel and baby planes have high-pitched sound weapons that can cause buildings to explode and crumble like a cookie. The mother wheel can create a force field around any city or any country and block them in so nothing can get in or nothing can get out. So enclose them in a force field. And then it can cause a shortage in gravity. And then set a fire the argon molecules in your air about 12 miles high, right? And float everything up and burn it like a fire, right? It says, right? Behold the day they coming when it burning like an oven. The mother wheel and baby wheels also have EMP-style weapons to disable the wicked weapons before they even knew what hit them. The baby planes each come equipped with 3 thermonuclear drill bombs. The type of bomb that when it strikes the earth, a drill on it is timed to go into the earth crust and explode at the height that you wish.
Well, there goes your bunk. If this is real, there goes your bunkers. There goes your bunkers that you lot paid millions and millions of pounds for. It's saying that it's got a drill that goes into the earth and put... Let me rewind it. This is why in the Bible it clearly states, and I'm just saying what was written. It says, in the last days, no man will hide under any rock or any cave. Now, that's the same to me as going into a bunker, really. You know what I mean? Because you're underground, innit? So I'm just saying, like, this is, you know, let's put it together.
Equipped with also have EMP-style weapons to disable the wicked weapons before they even knew what hit them. The baby planes each come equipped with 3 thermonuclear drill bombs. The type of bomb that when it strikes the earth, a drill on it is timed to go into the earth crust and explode at the height that you wish the mountain to be. So it has the finest type of steel on the end of these bombs, these drills on the end of these bombs, right? These thermonuclear drill bombs, right? That weigh over 3 tons. These 3-ton thermonuclear drill bombs, right? With this drill on the front, they can be timed to drill down into the earth 1 mile and then explode and bring up a mountain 1 mile high. They can be timed.
Again, all the guys that have got the bunkers, if this is real, he just said a mile down, yeah? He said the thing can go a mile down. No man will be able to hide.
To drill down 2 miles and then explode and bring up a mountain 2 miles high. If you
Maybe certain things have happened before and man has tried to hide in the caves. So now they've built something that will get you right out of the caves. Because, you know, we've seen like footage and we've seen underground bases and stuff like that. Underground structures that have been there for over how many years, you know what I mean? Like things that they found. So maybe that the reason why they made that Pacific drill this time is so there's no getting away.
to the earth 1 mile and then explode and bring up a mountain 1 mile high. It can be timed to drill down 2 miles and then explode and bring up a mountain 2 miles high. If you take a firecracker, like I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan say, if you take a firecracker and you put it in the ground, right, and you explode it, if you take it and put it 1 inch in the ground and you explode it, you will bring up a mound 1 inch high. If you take it and put it 2 inches in the ground, you will bring up a mound 2 inches high. This is the same way that we design the mountains on this planet to balance the planet out, because you had a smooth ride at 1,037 1/3 mile per hour. So the pyramids and the mountains are like weights on a tire. You see what I'm saying? So these bombs is able to hit, drill down, and explode, bring up a mountain, however high you want it, and then whatever's left living, as the messenger teach, there's a poisonous gas that is emitted from the bomb to snuff out the rest of the people, right? To snuff out rats, cats, dogs, roaches, whatever's moving and living. This poisonous gas is to snuff them out within a 50-mile radius, right? And these bombs are carried by these baby planes, right? Also, when over the ocean, the wheel can create a 1,000-foot wave to heap up and smash down on your ship to break it up like matchbox foam. It also has a air pressure weapon that it can direct air pressure at your aircraft to cause the wings to break off. Then it's coming on down, back to the ground. It also has the power to create tornadoes, earthquakes, hurricanes, right? And it also has the power to disintegrate things. It is said that the wheel once came down and disintegrated a B-2 bomber right out of the sky, because they had told them, don't fire no more weapons, don't launch no more bombs. After 1945, they were told not to do no more weapons, and they kept secretly trying to test weapons, to where we came back again and told them they better not test no more weapons, right? Or we're gonna shoot it down. Don't shoot no more rockets, don't test no more weapons, or we're gonna shoot it down. So we have let you get a few of our baby planes to take a peek at them, to show you that you're no match, that your brain can't even comprehend the...
When he says get a few of our baby planes, I think they're talking about the ones that they end up shooting down. Because apparently, well, there's footage. I've seen footage 10 years ago of laser-type propulsion weapons hitting orbs in the sky. And the UFOs, people that follow it, I know you've seen it too.
Of our crowds, because you only have one book of mathematics, and there's 59,999 more books that you don't even know about, right? So your day is to show you that you're no match, that your brain can't even comprehend the science of our crafts, because you only have one book of mathematics, and there are 59,999 more books that you don't even know about, right? So your day is finished. And as the messenger teach, in the last days, the baby planes will fly over and drop leaflets written in every single language stating you have 24 hours to get out of America. You have 24 hours to get out of Mystery Babylon. Then after that, the end commenced. And then close the remark. We want to say, send a shout out to Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Big respects for that. Big respects for that, you know, to the Muslim community for that information. You know, I don't know. Like, there's so many different things in that video that can refer to what's happening now. Down to the orbs, down to this thing being able to travel from other galaxies, you know. Also, if you've kept an eye on what's going on with A1 Atlas now, you know that they'll be talking about ships coming out of it. And you just heard that the ships coming out of it, like in Independence Day. That whole thing just sounds like a whole Independence Day story, you know. Like, even the shape of the ship, you know. And it's like, I'm going to do a few more videos. I'm going to do a few more updates to see what they're really saying about this. These people are talking about the 29th of November, this thing's supposed to be coming through, but they're not putting it on the news. The average Joe person don't even know nothing about it. You know, I've asked certain people, do you know about, and I'm not making fun, it just is what it is, they haven't seen it. But like, I've asked them, do you know about Atlas? No, I don't know nothing about it. But they're saying that this could affect us. And some people were saying negatively, and some people were saying positively. But I wanted to show you this video here because there's been talks of UFOs years and years and years and years back. You know, just know, I'm sure if I ask certain Christians, you know, do you believe in UFOs? They're going to say no, but yet still it's written in the book that they go and sit down on Sunday to go and read with the people. And that's not just that in that place. There's many visions of wheels in a wheel type stuff going on, you know. But I'm going to leave it there because it's a bit of a long video, but I had no choice, you know. We have to get this done properly. And yeah, put your comments down and tell me what you think. Like, I'm not saying that what's coming through right now is this, but there's a lot of similar characteristics going on here, you know. And if it isn't this, is it the big one that they copied? If you remember, the guy said that this is a version of what the top guys have. You know what I'm trying to say? So, is this a version? Is it this? Because this is called the mother plane. And you go in the TikTok videos, they're calling it the mothership. So, who knows? But yeah, look into it, man. Look into it. Like, why not? Look into it. Instead of watching these guys chatting shit on podcasts and, you know, dissing each other and disrespecting each other for a little 5,000 views, go and check this stuff out. You know what I mean? All right? I'm going to leave it there. Stay safe. Peace.